My name's Michael Livingstone and I'm the Executive Director of the Men's Project at Jesuit Social Services. Today we're releasing some research called the Man Box, which is a survey of the attitudes and behaviours of 1,000 young men aged 18 to 30 from right across Australia. And what we have asked these young men is about the pressures that they face to be a real man, and then whether they agree with those pressures and how those pressures influence their behaviours. What we find is that this idea of the man box, the pressures to be a real man, to be tough, to be strong, to respond to threats with violence and not back down, are strong in Australia, and that young men tell us that they hear these messages from the time that they're born, really. Interestingly, not all young men agree with these. About more than half of young men actually said that they disagree with most of these pressures about what they're told to be a real man. But there's still a pretty substantial minority of about 30% who do agree with these things, so agree with statements like a man should know where his partner is at all times. What we find with those young men who most strongly agree with those man box rules is that they perform poorly on a range of behaviours that are harmful to both themselves and to others. They report higher levels of perpetrating physical, online and verbal bullying, of perpetrating sexual harassment against women that they don't know, of being involved in things like car accidents, of drinking to excess, and in terms of harms to themselves, they also report poorer levels of mental health. We think this is about starting a conversation across the entire community. We think that it's about the messages and way that we model behaviours to boys and young men from their very first years in the world, and we think that it's really important that we have conversations about these pressures so that young men are aware of them and then have the freedom to decide what they want to do in their lives and be the people that they want to be. In terms of more specific things, we at Jesuit Social Services and through the Men's Project are doing a range of different programs looking at working with boys and also people who work with boys, like the role models like teachers, youth workers, sports coaches, to give them the skills to be able to have conversations with young men about these pressures so that they can understand them and also have the skills to promote really positive and respectful relationships among the young men that they